So I'm super stoked. Just got my lifer in my hometown brown-backed honeybird. I've come early to do a bird count with the local bird group, and in this tall tree I picked it up, and then from there where I got distant photographs, it then flew towards where I was parked and sat up in another dead tree, and I got some stonking photographs which I'll bung up for you now. But yeah, that lifer is like, I don't know, 10 years in the making. Each time I come back to South Africa, to my hometown, I look for this bird. I'm either can't find it or out of season. So so I just parked up in the hopes that I'd pick it up and nailed it.
Generally, these birds are known from their eastern range, but since 1986 can now be found in various locations around the Western Cape as it moves southwards. These parasitic breeders choose hosts like warblers and cisticolas, generally with enclosed nests, but here in the Western Cape only Karoo prunias have been recorded as their hosts. Welcome to Tygerberg Nature Reserve. This 388-hectare site is located just 17 kilometers from Cape Town city centre, in the Tygerberg range of hills just to the southwest of Durbanville in the northern suburbs. The reserve lies at the southern edge of a 7-kilometer long range of hills known as Tygerbergen since 1661. It also hosts the Christo Pina Environmental Education Centre, which houses a library and resource centre popular with visiting schools and education programs. There's about 13 kilometers of well-marked trails ranging from short easy walks to longer routes that stretch from one side of the reserve to the other. The reserve protects one of the last surviving pockets of highly threatened Swartland shale Renosterveld vegetation and has an exceptional number of species, some of which are highly threatened. It's got 560 different plant species, 23 of which are threatened with extinction, and 8 of which only occur in Cape Town, and of these, only 3 on the reserve itself. It's got 24 different mammals, 22 species of reptiles, and 7 species of amphibians. But of course we're here to see the birds, and with over 135 different species, you won't be disappointed. So come along with me as we explore this amazing reserve and the birds that call it home. The reserve is open 7 days a week, from 7:30 till 6 on weekdays and 7:30 till 7 on weekends and public holidays, but is closed on Christmas Day and Good Friday. There's ample free parking, and if you're not a paid annual member, there's a small entry charge at the gate. And the birding kicks off even before you enter the gate, so scan the car park for various species of doves, sunbirds and other small passerines. But definitely don't forget to check the gravel verges for the ever-confiding spotted thickney, which can remain completely motionless and are easily overlooked. They sometimes allow amazing point-blank views.
I've come up to Tygerberg Nature Reserve again to do another walk. I've got 4 or 5 hours here. Beautiful day, calm wind. I've literally just opened up and put the South African flag up there. The guy said I can pay on the way out, which is very nice of him to speed up the entry. Did the same yesterday, very trusting around here. This is the headquarters of the reserve, a lovely old building. A little bit of cloud, mist. There was massive clouds, misty clouds this morning. I thought, oh lordy, I'm not going to be able to get up there. But it's quite hot and they've already burnt off. So I would consider this my home sort of patch, this and the Aria. Cape Bulbul. Lots of birds come and drink at this fountain. It's the only kind of water source nearby. Actually, I've never really been in here. Let's have a look. Environmental Centre. All the animals. Bontebok, grey, reebok, Caracal, Janet's, porcupine. There's always a chance. Caracal. Let's get going. A few birds already drinking out of the fountain there. Okay, I'm going to head down to the lower dam in the hopes that I'll pick up the brown-back honeybird again. On the daycare trail. That's the map. We'll be doing this little, we're here now. And we'll just do this little section down here and then pop up higher up if we've got time. Now, so as I was saying earlier today, this was just misty cloud and it's all burnt off, which is the norm in Cape Town. You got the fog rolling in off the sea, but it never lasts. Lovely and still morning, lots of bird calls. So that's why we'll be heading down underneath the roads and then down to that bottom dam there.
Just to note, I filmed this video over 2 days, and on one of the days I joined members of the Tygerberg Bird Club as they did their bird count in the reserve, which is why you'll see Kevin and Keith coming and going from various clips in this video.
Like I said, I've got about 5 hours here. Should be enough. Karen's out with friends. I'm free to do my thing.
Watching for the snakes?
Nah, wait till they bite me. That's how I know they're here. Two years ago I had fiery neck nightjar down by the bottom dam as well when I was looking. No, well, yeah, but it dropped down on the same path again, so I was able to sneak up to it. Which was quite nice sighting for me.
When they come for the night meetings, they sometimes pick them up on the road.
Okay, cool.
Or the next one down.
Right.
actually every now and then yell the nightjars across the road from me.
Right, okay. Here's a mole here.
Oh, jeez, it's out, eh?
Yeah, grab it by the... There we got a bull calling in front of us. I'm not sure if you can hear that. And I had a acacia pied barbet calling to our right. Something in that dead tree in front of us there. Cape Weaver.
They should have turned the lights on.
Yeah, it's crazy how dark it is when you go in from the light. Your pupils just disappear on you.
As you come out of the tunnel under Trichard Street, this is the most forested and green section of the whole reserve, and holds birds here you might not find anywhere else. It's played host to a blue-mantled crested flycatcher in recent years, and is the domain of the African paradise flycatcher. So spend some time under the canopy here and scan for this amazing bird, while listening out for its sharp call. If you don't find it here, it may pop up anywhere between here and the dam on your walk down.
Gerald must come down, he's got more patience.
Here Keith is pointing out the location of a paradise flycatcher nest that was built directly above the path a couple of years ago.
Made it up here.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. All these dead prominent trees are a really good place to stop and check out or hang about for a while, because everything seems to flitter out the lively stuff and set up in the dead stuff to have a look about. I've had acacia pied barbet, olive thrush, sparrows, pintail wider, Cape weaver, southern masked weaver, all in the space of about 20 minutes. Here's another flyover, looks like another weaver. These dead trees are all popular. A male pintail wider in this dead tree up here. Kind of doing a half display flight and calling. So I can film a bit for you. Long black tail feathers. Whiteback mousebird. Flying across. Cross, 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 and landed.
The path down to the dam is great for scanning both the skies and the vegetation on either side of the path. Swift and herondine numbers start to build here around the dam, and on one visit I even had a cheeky African paradise flycatcher right here out in the open, a fair distance away from the thick cover they generally love.
Red-eyed dove over. Okay, we're just about to hit the dam here. Cape White-eye calling. Cape Bulbul. So half a day here walking around the reserve could net you around 60 odd species without too much problem. It's got quite a bit of diverse habitat. So it's got this dam, forested section, and then sort of Renosterveld up at the top over there. And of course all the raptors overhead. There's a weaver nest down the bottom there, probably be Cape and Southern Mast, and then yellow bishops below the dam wall.
There's a whole lot of bull there.
Okay, put wall down here, in front of the water. As per usual, these dead trees are little hotspots, and great for photography as well, if you're on the right side of the sun, of course. Southern double-coloured sunbirds, mostly females, weirdly. That's that. Weaver again. Acacia-pied barbet just flew up into that bottom tree there, top left-hand side. Just left that area and it's just repopulated with birds in the tops of all those dead trees.
Because of the dam here, this is by far the most productive area bird-wise of the whole reserve. So spend a bit of time here scanning the surround, concentrating on the water edges and far side of the dam. Often you'll have kingfishers hunting from the dead trees there. Also look back towards the top of Tygerberg Hill for various raptors, and don't forget the lush green area below the dam wall.
Lots of weavers in this reedy edge, leading edge to the dam here. I've got Cape weavers, male and female, Cape bulbul. In the distance I've got reed cormorant and knobbed coot. I think I've just had a lesser swamp warbler drop in as well. Lots going on, but a lot of the same birds, so fortunately you just got to keep looking. And then down this side as well. Sunbirds. European starlings that just got flushed there, juveniles.
In these trees on the far side of the dam wall, I once bumped into a lesser honey guide, so you always got to be scanning because you never know what might pop up right in front of you.
Olive thrush. And that's the famous brown-backed honeybird tree. Likes to sit up in there. Although not today. Sadly. But you never know. I may do this loop twice, so I'll come check it out again. But I sat earlier this morning before the reserve to open at the bottom road, which is just down here. Just a couple of doves, fiscal flycatcher, Cape Weaver, there's a family of fiscal flies here, adult with two juvies. That's a landmark tree if I ever saw one. The reserve obviously had a fire at some point because it's burned to a cinder. But dead standing wood like that is worth its weight in gold in a reserve. Unfortunately, this big beast toppled. But I'm sure there's a host of insects and things making use of that. That's the road that I was parked on this morning, looking back at the tree. There's a spurfowl flying through, Cape spurfowl. Sun's getting up a bit now. We're around 41 species or so, and we've only been birding for 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's where I had the brown-backed honeybird this morning, and then it flew down. It's a great tree that, but it's empty at the moment. I may come back down here later this afternoon, have another look, or another day. Although I'm happy with my views, it's all good. Sean's happy after like 10 years of trying. Cape sparrow, European starling. Laughing dove. Someone's harnessing the power of the reserve with beehives. It's a great idea. Cape spurfowl running there. This is where I had a fiery neck nightjar a couple of years back, sitting on the path. I flushed it, but luckily it just flew down the path and dropped again. And I was able to pick it up again. Cape sparrows, weaver. Slightly different habitats, so you'll start picking up different birds here. Pintail wider. Oh, sitting nicely. I'm going to just turn you off for a sec.
The angulate tortoise is endemic to South Africa and is common in the right habitat. They are the only tortoise on the African continent with a single throat shield. The color pattern in the species is variable. Light brown and black is the more common pattern. The plastron or belly is red-brown with a black center. These individuals are found in the Western Cape, and it's this brick red color that gives the species the common name rooipants or red belly. When handled, they can eject the liquid contents of their bowels or urinate on you as a defense mechanism. Back up at the forested section just below the second tunnel, we bumped into this lovely Cape Batis. It's a strikingly patterned bird that prefers cool coastal forest, moist evergreen forest, and wooded gorges. Both sexes will aggressively defend their territories and hunts by fly catching or by taking prey from the ground like a shrike. Their nests are small, neat cups, low in a tree or bush.
Okay, we are slowly heading out of the Dacre Trail and we're going to head up to the Caracal Trail. Do like a wide loop and then head to the top of the Tygerberg hill, back where the cannons and the towers are, signal towers, and see if we can pick up any raptors up there. Just about to go underneath another road. Nice to see two rangers down the bottom on patrol. Small reserve, so to have rangers patrolling, it's always good, especially if you're out birding like me on your own, or you're a female on your own. It's always good to have a bit of security, or to know there's a bit of security around. She's always good. Friendly guys. Sure. I'm sign fit, it's not even funny. Okay. Yeah, with regards to security, this is a fairly safe place to come birding on your own. It's basically surrounded by suburban houses and high up on the hill. So not much foot traffic, and like I said, there's two rangers there keeping an eye out. Highly recommend this reserve for morning's birding. Whew. Unfit with a capital U. Yeah, so not a bad climb up from the dam, and here's the right turn onto the next trail. Don't know exactly what the trail is called. Tortoise hiking trail. So we've just done the Dacre, then the Tortoise, and then we'll peel off onto the Caracal. Man, I'm unfit. Good Lord. Okay. Also, this heat is starting to kick in. I've just reapplied factor 50 because, like I've said in my previous birding videos, The South African sun is not to be messed with. It'll end your day really, really quickly. I once saw a lady in a wheelchair, believe it or not, going out of Cape Town International with sunburn. I kid you not. Sunburn had ended her holiday big time. So if you spend a day at the beach or anywhere in the sun, you have to put sunscreen on. It's not like European sun or American sun where you can be out all day and come home unscathed. The sun here will nuke you quickly. So rather err on the side of caution and put your sunscreen on. Trust me. Right. What is that? Cape White Eye. So it was a bit darker than your normal. Beautiful little bird, olive green, light olive breast, and obviously white rings around the eye, giving its name. Okay. Scorcher of a day today. Of course, I went to Kirstenbosch Garden yesterday, and it rained, believe it or not. Caracal and a fiscal flycatcher and a southern double-collared female just dropped into the same tree. Yellow bishop on the other side. Mouse bird. I think it's red-faced mouse bird, that one. Don't see a lot of them. Red laws and red feet. Plain drab olive all the way around. And there are fruit eaters. So if you put up like pawpaw or orange, something like that in your feeders, you'll get those guys putting in. Once they know the food's there, they'll keep coming back, so you can almost guarantee sightings of those birds in your garden. Okay, here we go. Caracal hiking trail. That's us. Bring it on. Hope it does what it says on the tin, should I say. Caracal. I'd love to see that. I don't know. Had one of those recently in Longavon. Okay, just going to cruise along here. Okay, this just hugs the fence for a bit, so I'll turn you off and turn you back on when we get to the end. Okay, we've just hugged this fence line all the way along. There's the top of the hill. So we're going around sort of a contour. Start off the neighbourhoods on the right and the reserve on the left. Red-eyed dove and Cape Weaver. Nice bright yellow male and female here, or it looks like a male and juvenile. Juvenile below. Juvenile's left wanting. Just had the most bizarre sighting of lovebirds, about 4, 5 or 6 of them in that tree. So, very odd. Obviously escaped cage birds. Anyway, happens all over the place. Caracal. It's basically looking down to my hometown of Durbanville. We live just over the hill there.
Southern Africa has 3 species of mousebird, and as you can see, Tygerberg Nature Reserve has all 3 of them, although the red-faced mousebird is the less common of the 3. Southern Fiscal is a member of the shrike family, found throughout most of southern Africa. It's also sometimes called the butcher bird due to its habit of impaling its prey on thorns to store the food for later consumption. It was previously lumped together with the northern fiscal, and together they were known as common fiscal. They're usually solitary and hunt insects, small rodents and reptiles from exposed perches or the tops of shrubs.
Karoo scrub robin, which is quite nice. Might try and get a photo of that.
The Karoo scrub robin is found in South Africa, Lesotho and Namibia. Its natural habitats are dry scrubland and arid bush. It preys on insects, generally taking them on the ground like termites, beetles, caterpillars and grasshoppers. They are solitary nesters. The nests are open, often deep cups, sunk into variable sized platforms or large twigs, and lined with fine, dry grass, leaf fragments and moss. Between 2 and 4 oval, turquoise-coloured eggs with brown spots and blotches are laid.
Okay, we've just had lovely views of Karoo scrub robin in this sort of like rough vegetation on either side of this path here. And there's still currently one just below this little shrub here. They respond quite well to fishing. There goes one across the road and set up nicely. Funny enough, I had an alarm call. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. It sounded like a cat, like a baby cat call. And after more investigation, I realized I had a pair of mating tortoises almost right at my feet. I can tell you one thing, if you've ever seen mating tortoises, it's something you don't really want to see. I had no clue what the sound was. Thought I had like a baby Janet cat or something. This is very nice. Very posh. I'll CD to this, go investigate. Okay, I definitely haven't seen this before. This is around the lowest slopes of the Tygerberg Hill with Cape Town, Table Mountain and Cape Town poking out the right hand side there. Robben Island in the distance where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk along here a bit, which I definitely haven't done, and then go back onto the sort of the top of the hill, Tygerberg Hill, and see what I can find up there. I haven't seen any testiculars today, which is odd. Grey-backed and Levalians are in the area, and for once they are easy to tell apart. So sticklers as a family group can be a nightmare in the field. Okay, I'll just go a little bit further on, then I'll turn around. Go back to the Tygerberg Hill towers and hang around there for a bit. Never been this far down, as I've said before. That's begging for some sort of L box or something. Kestrel box. Okay, well, let's give you a view of Cape Town and then we'll turn around. There we go, the mother city, my hometown, Table Mountain,
Lion's Head.
the city bowl of Cape Town in there, Table Bay with Robben Island in the background. And that's the top of Tygerberg Hill, my little home patch. I'll leave that for another day. Right, let's head all the way to the very top. I've never really noticed this before until today, walking this route that I've never walked before. But look at the two different types of vegetation on the hill. Scrubby, sort of gorsy vegetation on the right, and grassland on the left. Never really noticed that before. Interesting. Looking back towards Durbanville. Got a family of helmeted guinea fowl in front of us with little ones. No doubt they'll disappear into the bush in a sec. A really small youngster there. As the plane comes into land at Cape Town International, I've had 3 swift species today. Little, white-rumped and black. And I've had 2 swallow species, white-throated and greater striped. I think, off the top of my head, I think South Africa has got about 6 or 7, or maybe even more swifts, which is crazy. In the UK, we've just got the one. And then, of course, the odd vagrant that pulls through. Nine times out of 10, it's just the plain old common swift, which I'm absolutely in love with. I've got them nesting in my swift box. Hopefully they'll return unscathed. I'm glad to see that the shade is being made use of by a pair of guinea fowl and 2 scrub robin on the bench at the back there. Money well spent. Okay. Got a tortoise in the road here. Let him go on his merry way. You've got to be careful with tortoises or picking up tortoises because they will relieve themselves on you. So, word of warning. They'll urinate on you. It's not particularly foul smelling or anything like that. Oh my word. Right here. That'll be a cracking shot. 2 secs. Just getting buzzed by little swift as I make my way up to the top. So little swift have obviously a white rump and a stubby tail, square tail, and is quite a small little swift. And then the white rump is looks similar, but it's got a much longer tail and is slightly larger. Here's a cisticola down here, 2.6.
Of the two commonly found cisticolas on the reserve, the Lavallian cisticola is the more common one. This pair were feeding young and allowed some lovely photography not too far from the path. They're a resident breeder across eastern Africa, from Kenya all the way down to Cape Town, South Africa, and is common in reed beds, sedges, tall grasses, and similar wet habitats. It's vocal and conspicuous, perching on the top of tall grass stems and reeds when making its alarm call. It nests between August and October, and their nests are small ball shaped with a side entrance made from dry grasses, cobwebs, and felted plant down.
Getting to the top, nearly there. So unfit, so unfit. So that's my hometown of Durbanville, where I grew up, cut my teeth birding. We live up above that little rise there. Hell of a place. Lucky enough to call it home. We're right on top of Tygerberg Hill now, and my heart is ticking at 1,000,000 beats per second. Sure. I did see a jackal buzzard today up by the antennas, but that was a while ago. But they normally ride the thermals on the far side, the updraft, should I say. The wind coming off the ocean, hitting Tygerberg Hill and causing uplift. Okay, right at the top, just met a youngster that needs brown-backed honeybird as well, so I've sent him down. He's super keen, he's going to go and have a look. He lives down this side, and I'll have done that side, so super keen youngster. Just very thankful of the knowledge. Right, top of Tygerberg Hill, right there. And these masks, always good for rock kestrel, peregrine, lanner, jackal buzzard, and any other raptor that's passing through, common buzzard even. So the birds you get up here are a little bit different to obviously the foresty type of more lush down the bottom around the dams there. I'll take you here and give you a look of Cape Town City Bowl. It's quite cool. Okay. How's that for a view? So Strandfontein Sewage Works is around there. Coasterbosch Gardens is around there. Table Mountain, Lion's Head, the City Bowl of Cape Town. Intaka Wetland is there. And then you head out this way. There's massive wetlands there, Dolphin Beach area. And then you head that way out to Longabon and all the lovely birding that's up there. So yeah, Cape Town, top destination, especially for birding. So this is one of many cannon that were in place 25 kilometers apart, and they would signal the burghers to defend the Cape should the Cape come under attack, presumably from the sea. So people would see the ships roll in, fire the cannons, and then all the burgers that were out in the outerline areas. There's a jackal buzzard that's just come drop down as I'm talking. I think it's going to land actually. And a pied crow in hot pursuit. Yeah, and so the burghers would rustle up their posses and head to Cape Town to defend the settlement there, should they come under attack from the sea. And here's the story. 12-pounder Dutch gun cast in 1723, originally from Sweden. Blah de blah de blah. Got a pied crow sitting on the end there. Taking flight. Family has arrived, so I'm going to meet them down on the lower edges of the reserve. Aeroplane coming to land at Cape Town International, which is just to the left of the tower. As the sign said earlier, you do get Caracal here. My mate said that he had it just walking across the road sometimes. You just got to be lucky. Like I was in Longabon recently. And Caracal literally just walk across the road. Right, so walking down from the towers on the top of the hill, this tarred road that the guys use to service the towers, either side is good for cisticulars. Either grey-backed or Lavallian cisticular. If you're anything like me, you'll love the little brown jobs. They are little LBJs. I find them entertaining just as much as the beautiful birds with the long tails and the beautiful colours. Right. Fairly quiet cisticular wise, only had one family on the other side, adults and 2 young. Let's see what we get further down. Got public toilets here as well. Pied crows. White eyes calling. That's looking towards the Cape Flats. Gordons Bay area, Roy Owls. Okay, I think Corin's just going to be around the corner here. He says confidently. And the gulls somewhere along here. There the gulls. This is heading back down to the entrance. This is the hall here, the headquarters for the reserve, which the Tygerberg Bird Club use for their meetings, etc., and their talks. Beautiful old building. That's where we were earlier, right up where the cannon was. Right, back at the exit, and now we're going to leave for the day. Let's quickly pay. Flying over the houses there, down the bottom, going right, under the big palm tree.